Kids wandering off into the woods, camp counselors miserable. Oh, yeah, we would have to pack it up immediately. Because what do you mean? Everybody's having a shitty time. Camp is canceled. One night, I woke up to the sound of tapping on the window. At first, I thought it was just a branch or something, but tapping followed a rhythm. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you didn't already know, act like you know, because it's DadaZoe, so let's hop right into this video. So today, we are going to do Reddit Scary Stories Part 6, but before we hop in, you already know what to do, which is subscribe, and without further ado, let's just hop right into these stories. So, these stories have no title, and it is close to midnight, so this is going to scare me too, so I hope you're happy. I've posted in the past about a story, some weird thing I saw in the woods at my grandparents' house. A silhouette of a deer against the curtain suddenly changed into a man's silhouette. Usual suggestions are Skinwalker or Wendigo, though one I liked was maybe it was Pan. Peter Pan. But I'm gonna post about another instance of weird shit. This was at the same house we lived in for about 7 years. Many strange things happened in this house. You could hear voices murmuring from time to time. Creepy. I saw a shadow person. I saw someone stick their head into a room once. I would have packed my shit up and left immediately. Because why are we playing hide and go seek? Peekaboo. No. None of it felt hostile, but the same couldn't be said for this pervasive feeling my mother and I both felt if we went out front at night. She and I both felt like there was something watching, and it wasn't friendly. That's not good. On this particular night, it was about midnight or so, and I felt like driving to a 24/7 grocery store since I wanted some snacks. Not it almost being midnight over here too. As I stepped out the front door, I saw something out of the corner of my eye and turned to look. I would have turned around and went back inside. There was this very tall thing just floating. For a lack of a better term, I'd almost describe it as something hanging, but there was nothing holding it up outside of my brother's window. It was seemingly covered in a sheet that had once been white, but was extremely dirty, so it was more off-white and got brown with mud and dirt the further down it went. There were no visible feet, nor eyes or face, but I could tell it was staring at my brother's window. Alright, as I stared at it, it turned to look at me, and I remember feeling like one of those butterfly specimen pinned to a board. Ooh, that is very vivid. It was as though its stares was physically holding me in place. What? It felt like an eternity, but only a second or two passed, and it looked back at the window, the pressure lifting and then vanished. Right as it vanished, there was a fluttering of wings in the tree above, and one of our neighbor's owls came to perch there. In a way, it felt like the owl came to my defense, as silly as that may sound. So maybe it was just protective of a fellow neighbor. That's how I think of it anyway. In any event, I decided that it just might be best to just make some popcorn or something that night instead. Come to think of it, I don't think I ever told my brother about that thing. I probably should. You probably should. Because from what we are getting from this story is that there is an entity that is literally posted outside of your brother's window, at least when you guys were younger. This story is like, what, a few years old. You should have definitely told him, and if you haven't, tell him now. So this is story number 2. This just happened to me 2 days ago. I was walking into the house after work around 6 p.m. So it was already mostly dark, and suddenly the entire sky lit up green, and there was a super loud zap sound, just like a movie laser or something, right over my head. So loud that I hit the deck and then fucking tore ass back into the house. One of my roommates was cooking dinner, and I was like, what the F, did you fucking see that? But he didn't. We went back outside, no transformers near or out, no house electricity out, no sign of disturbance at all. Now, I'm a rational grown man, a believer in science, and always the 3 must be rational explanation for this guy. But this was truly a mud fuck, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. I mean, it could have been a transformer. That could be like the logical answer. I don't know. Nowadays, with all the UFOs and sightings that we see, I don't know. Could be real. Okay. This one, I just scanned it a little bit just to see what the plot was a little bit, but it's about going to camp. I love camp. This is the third story. First, I'd like to preface this story by saying that I consider myself a pretty rational person. I understand intrinsically that there has to be some explanation for it, but I don't know what it is, okay? When I was 11, I went to a summer camp type place with a classroom for 4 days. I don't remember the name, but I do remember that every one of the kids had immediate weird vibes when we got there. That's weird. Lots of kids waking up crying, wanting to go home, meltdowns, general not fun when it should be fun. Kids wandering off into the woods, camp counselors miserable. Oh, yeah, we would have to pack it up immediately. Because what do you mean? Everybody's having a shitty time. Camp is canceled. One night, I woke up to the sound of tapping on the window. At first, I thought it was just a branch or something, but tapping followed a rhythm. It went tap, 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 tap. I don't know why that just creeped me out. Once I figured it out that it wasn't random, I got more scared than I ever been in my life. Were we being pranked by another cabin? I ran into the nook our counselor slept in and started to wake him up. The clock next to him was deep into early morning, maybe 3 a.m. He woke up and got mad at me, telling me to go back to bed. I understood that it wasn't a prank at that point. I went and laid in bed. Soon after, it started again. Eventually, it stopped. I was terrified and didn't go back to sleep. The next day, shit was weird. It's normal for kids to be scared, but I was caught on some questioning of my own morality type shit. I would refuse to go canoeing because I was convinced we would die. What? Oh my God. If I was near the woods, I was overcome with the desire to walk deep in them, and that terrified me. This wasn't normal little kid scared shit. This was a deep existential acceptance of the possibility of my own death, and I feel like 11 is kind of young for that, but maybe not. The whole trip, I couldn't hang. Even on the school bus back, I was convinced something would happen to the bus. I didn't feel normal for weeks. Everyone I talked to about it denied it. They were sleeping. The other cabins had no clue. There was no pranking going on to corroborate the possibility of that being it. It had been something rational, but for the life of me, I don't know what it is. The space next to the window was free of branches. Maybe it was a deer. Who knows? I feel like that may have been like their genuine reaction, like they were being truthful based off of at least the vibe that you said that the camp gave off and how much of a bad time everybody was having. I don't think that they would maybe even waste any time trying to scare you guys if they were also having a shitty time. Or maybe they were. You never know, because maybe they were just trying to make their own fun, and yeah, you just honestly don't ever know. But I will say throughout these stories, at least in this video, the one with the dark figure kind of floating and staring into the brother's room, that one has scared me the most, I would say. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think about this video down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!